so we got the 6th pick in the draft, right? You're hearing O-line, you're hearing QB, you're hearing receiver now, right? The latest Mel Kiper and a couple other people who do these mock drafts are basically saying it's going to be a receiver now. The names you're hearing is what is this dude's name?
Rome Odunze.
Odunze, yeah, right.
Yeah, and Neighbors. What's his name?
Neighbors.
Yeah. Pardon me, I'm not like a super college guy, but you hear like let me pull this shit up real quick.
I got the top 10 receivers here from college, but I'm just being realistic. We're not gonna get number 1 in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Media says we're picking the wide receiver LSU, Malik Neighbors, right?
Malik Neighbors, yes.
Neighbors is the most explosive wideout in the draft, right? Then you got Dane Brewer. He says Ozune, the wide receiver. With his speed, size, and ability to play through contact, Ozune is a quarterback-friendly target with the tools to be legitimate number 1. The Giants haven't had this is key because I heard this before too. The Giants haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since 2018, and you know who that was?
Odell Beckham.
Right.
So, then you got Ozune, then you got another guy named Joe Alt, who's an offensive tackle, which I kind of see that. Then you got Ryan Wilson from CBS Sports. He's saying Jaden Daniels. I can see that too. A lot of Malik Neighbors, Daniels. One guy has Brock Bowers, a tight end from Georgia.
I like this kid from FSU from Florida State, Keon Coleman. He reminds me of like San Francisco's T.O. Like when he started hitting his stride and he started catching everything like that kind of T.O. Tall 6'4" kid. But
what do you think? If you're Joe Shane and Dable, are you going offensive tackle, right? Because you definitely need somebody on the right side. Maybe you shift Evan Neal over to right guard, right? You get a right because he can't seem to play that right tackle spot. We cool on the left side, we cool in the center. So I like the kid Schmidt. I think he had a good year. What do? You grab her if you're Joe Shane? Do you grab a receiver? Do you get an offensive tackle, or do you go QB?
I go QB, man. I'll go QB. The name that they've been throwing out there a lot, and I wouldn't mind having him in the Giant uniform is the Heisman winner, man, Jaden Daniels. Like the kid, he balled out this year. So if I was Joe Shane right now and I'm on the clock, boom, I'll pick Jaden Daniels, man. I mean, I know we need offensive linemen because our offensive lineman was trash. We allowed 83 sacks this season. You know what I mean? The Giants O-line gave up 76 sacks. They led the league, second most in league history, 6 games with 7 sacks allowed. So, yeah, we do need a O-lineman, but I feel like you can't pass a Heisman winner in Jaden Daniels, bro. You can't pass a guy up like that if he's there on the board for us. That's just my opinion.
Q, same question. You're on the clock right now. You're Joe Shane. You're Joe Shane and your Dable all wrapped into one. You're going OT. You're going wide receiver. You're going QB. What are you doing?
Well, wide receiver. I think we need. I feel optimistic. Like we know Daniel Jones isn't the best, but we all know you can be an average quarterback. But if you got people that can, score some points and catch the ball. Look at Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a perfect example. He's not elite, but he's just enough to get good players where they need to be and move the team going. And I really feel confident that Jalen Hyatt is good. But if we have another double threat, because when's the last time we even had 2 good wide receivers?
It was like what?
And we're gonna lose a running back. So I'm tired of them drafting O-line because that shit is just annoying. But to be honest, man, the Giants haven't really even drafted well in a few years. I think, in my opinion, like Saquon Barkley was like the biggest thing that they ever drafted in the last couple of years. So I'm not even confident that what they're drafting and what they see is even working out, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like Thibodeau was a good draft pick because he came on a little bit at the end of the season. But I agree. I feel like the last
Thibodeau. Thibodeau was really good too. Yeah, I'm not gonna front.
But but I do agree with what you're saying. I feel like Barkley was like the last guy that he came in the league and make an impact. Because Thibodeau took him a while to get his stride into his stride this year.
I think they might tag Barkley again.
Oh, but I don't. He said he doesn't want to get tagged. He said it. He doesn't want to get tagged.
That's the rules. You can tag him again. You just got to pay him. pay him, fair
It's a
wage.
little, it's a little bit more money.
How about
He's probably gonna get tagged and probably start making. They're probably gonna tag him at like 12 million. What do you get, like 10.5 last year, or some shit like that? 11.
one? Yeah. How about if the Giants like draft a running back out of nowhere? You know what I mean? Like, have they been looking at running backs? Anything?
Just that last year, Eric Gray, he didn't really light shit up like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because they got some
I
guys.
mean, Saquon is dynamic, man. Look at Christian McCaffrey, man. I think they're neck and neck.
Woof.
You know what I mean? So
McCaffrey, man.
look how he is. He's a game changer. You see him. Even with his thigh or his calf hurt last week, he comes in the game and starts juking the shit out of niggas. He's a game changing running backs, bro. Like, so you almost gotta tag him, man, because you don't have. Let's say, and I kind of agree with Q. I think they're gonna go wide receiver, and I think I've been waffling on this shit a little bit. I ain't gonna front, but like I first I say QB, but then you're still on the hook for Daniel Jones, and I just don't have confidence Daniel Jones to get the ball down the field. We saw the dynamic with him and Jalen Hyatt. It wasn't great, and you see even DeVito come in, a third string guy, come in and had a couple of really good games with Jalen Hyatt. So I'm like, Daniel don't look down the field. I feel like he got happy feet. He's always, and I know it's partly the offensive line, but you saw Tyrod Taylor and you saw DeVito kind of negate some of those issues that the offensive line has. But I digress. I think probably wide receiver. I'd probably go wide receiver, but you get a wide receiver, you still don't have a proven playmaker. How can you let Saquon walk out them doors? I understand the contractual shit. I understand what the market dictates. I understand he's disgruntled. I get all of that. How can you do that, man? I don't know.
I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they go wide receiver. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind at all because I feel like that Rome kid, I feel like he's good. But the thing is why I'm leaning more Jaden Daniels, not just because he's just a Heisman guy, but he fits very well in that Giant system. Like, he just doesn't just throw the ball very well. He 40 touchdowns, 40 intos, you know what I mean? 3,812 yards, but he could run the ball. And, like Dable's system, the way the Giants are built now, they could use a mobile running back because all three of them, if you look at it, all three guys that started for the Giants, they all ran out of the pocket. You know what I mean? And this kid had 10 rushing touchdowns, 1,134, rushing yards. He's a deep ball. He has deep ball accuracy, elite athleticism, and he has pocket management. You know what I mean? So I feel like he'll be a good plus for us. And I don't know. That's just me. That's just me just thinking about the Giant system moving forward, whatever. But at the end of the day, I agree with you. I wouldn't mind getting a wide receiver. We need that. But
I was with Jaden Daniels too, and I think we spoke about this before. He probably would be available because who's the guy that's saying is going to go on? Caleb Williams. Hey, we're not going to be able to get him, and Drake may probably not going to be able to get him. So Jaden Daniels would probably be the one available for us. Any chance they trade up? You think?
I don't think so.
Try to go for big dog, no?
Yeah, no, I don't think this is the type of draft that they'll probably trade up. And if they do go wide receiver route, they'll trade up to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Because if you get like a Drake May. Oh, you like Drake May over Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I mean, what is the so here's what we have to figure out. What do we need more? Do we need the playmaking wide receiver, right? Because we definitely need that. Because we have really, other than Jalen Hyatt, and Jalen Hyatt is a speed demon. We get it. He could take the top off the defense. We get that. We get to see his route running ability. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of reps, and when he does, he doesn't get the ball thrown to him. He doesn't get that many targets. So, do we need a wide receiver with QB? That's the question. I think we need both. What do we need more? I'd probably say I'm off the Daniel Jones train, but again, we're paying him money this year, so I don't see. And I know he's hurting everything. I don't see maybe us getting a QB. But then what if we have a decent season and then we can't? I don't know. It's very confusing, man. It's very confusing, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. I agree 100%. I'm just looking at it from like different standpoints. Like if we do get like this young kid, Daniels, I know you guys always mention T. Higgins is out there as a free agent. Mike Evans been looking to leave Tampa Bay, even though they made it to the playoffs. He's leaving. He's thinking about leaving Tampa Bay. You got Gabe Davis. He might leave Buffalo.
I don't want Gabe Davis. So
I'm just naming.
I've heard his name too. I ain't gonna front. I've heard his name too. Yeah, I've heard that Gabe Davis.
Odell Beckham's name's out there as a free agent, and he's always talking about he wouldn't mind having a reunion with the Giants. You got Tyler Boyd wanting to leave.
Pass on Odell. Odell hurt too much.
Yeah, all right. There's a couple of guys out there that you never know. We could probably get from free agency.
Yeah, like if we don't if we don't draft a wide receiver, that's what I'm saying. If we don't draft a wide receiver and we go the quarterback route, the only three people that I would want is either Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, or Michael Pittman.
How about Michael Thomas from New Orleans? He's good.
Brown from the Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mike Thomas is good. It's just I feel like he's been hurt the last 2 years, so it's like I don't and to be honest, I like Calvin Ridley more because like just with him playing with Trevor Lawrence, it's just you see he's quick, he's catching and I've always liked him even when he was on the Falcons.
Yeah, man.
But he really balled out on the Jaguars. So either him, Michael Thomas too. Like Michael Thomas, like 3 years ago, I would have took in a heartbeat. He's like the reception king. He gets mad receptions.
Yeah, so we could use that if we had like this young rookie quarterback. We could use that if we wind up prying away Mike Evans. Like Mike Evans is the big dog we could use.
I like Mike Evans, but he
has 1,000 receiving yards every season for 10 seasons quietly, because people don't look at him like that. Like if you don't watch football, people don't get
touchdowns too. He's getting that red zone. But again, he's getting what is Mike Evans? 30, 29, 30?
I think he's 30, like 31, like 30, 31.
He's up there.
We got to draft the guy. I love Mike Evans. Don't get me wrong. I like Mike Evans a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Him and what's the other kid down there? He slowed down a little bit after that.
Goodwin, whatever.
Yeah, Godwin after that Achilles. Oh, he had the fucking Achilles a couple years back, right? Not the Achilles, what did he do? He blew out the MCL shit.
Who are you talking about?
Not a little bit, but when them dudes was at their height, when Brady was there, motherfuckers were sick on both sides.
That's why Baker Mayfield had a pretty decent year with them, because that's still like the residue of that Tom Brady team.
He's a good glue guy. I'd give him a couple years, 3-4 year deal, 90 million, some shit like that. Nothing crazy. To me, he's not a franchise quarterback, but he did a job. He reinvented himself. Yeah. Right? Baker Mayfield was damn near out the league at one point. You know what I'm saying? So he invented himself, and he's been on a couple of teams. He's been at Cleveland. He's been on the
Rams.
The Rams,
Carolina.
Carolina. He got his Super Bowl ring. I'm proud of him. But I don't think we need Odell. No shame. But he's already getting up there. Let's keep it a buck. But like for our future, like if we're thinking, Baker Mayfield.
Odell, man, you wouldn't want Odell back. I mean, he had like a awkward year this year. He wasn't really hurt. He was gonna go over there and go crazy.
He was hurt.
Julio Jones, Antonio Brown.
He had a freak accident the last game. Julio Jones, that game. He just got popped, and
we need some young legs. My bad. Yeah, we need some.
No. I agree. So how about T. Higgins from the Bengals?
I love T. Higgins. I've been beating the T. Higgins drum all year.
Michael Pittman is young too. He's only 26 years old. So
the Colts, Michael Pittman, yes.
So we'll see, but it looks like we're gonna go through the draft. Probably go through the draft. I don't think we're gonna get T. Higgins, although I want him. Pause. I think Cincinnati's gonna find a way to
retain him.
Somebody's gonna defer their money. They want him doing something to keep T. Higgins. How can you let T. Higgins go?
So how about Tyler Boyd, the third string?
Yeah, I see he's a free agent too. I just pulled up the list. So I'd take my chances to go in the draft before I do Tyler Boyd.
Damn.
I agree.
I mean, he's not a game changer like that. I look more into this shit, but suppose these guys are game changers, big, strong guys, quick separation, physical guys. We need to do like that. That's gonna go up and get it.
Yeah.
Still make the catch. Like you saw you saw Stephon Diggs, one of my favorite receivers. Big drop last week.
Yeah, man.
Having that shit.
Big time.